I've either casted or analyzed myself or watched. I feel like they have a lot of depth in terms of the skill and the talent and the agent pool that they have. However, I think what they're really is standing out to me today in terms of what they're missing, like a missing piece, I guess you could say, is the fact that KZ has been, you know, very limited on the operator. And of course, there's been some operator nerfs here in the recent past, but I still anticipate that a map like Ascent, you know, not exactly known for being like a super op-heavy map, but I think LG just needs to regroup and play together. And here comes the pistol with KZ stepping up, coming out with a huge entry, but Pure and WeDid respond immediately. A 3-on-3 scenario panning out now with LG picking up 2 more. AYRIN evens it back up at 2 apiece. The falls. AYRIN up here in heaven, playing on this Phoenix. I haven't actually seen enough of XSET on this map to know that, to at least have the insight that they were going to run a Killjoy and a Phoenix here, but some success so far. WeDid pushing out for the retake with AYRIN. Slowly and steadily waiting for that recon dart to fade. And this pistol is still so close. Still a lot of time left.
One player remaining.
Oh, mada falls, peeking out just too far, and Stellar gets cleaned up. XSET starts out strong. Map 3, taking the pistol.
We good. We good.
This is definitely an interesting one for sure, Lex, when you're talking about the agent composition for both of these teams, actually. First off, being XSET, I think I do like the fact that we have picked up a Killjoy for thwifo. You know, both of these agents in terms of Sentinels, I'm talking about Killjoy or Cypher, could definitely be viable at a map like Ascent. We see players like Mitch, for example, of Cloud9, plays this perfectly as a Killjoy on a map like Ascent. But the thing is, when you're looking at the rest of the composition, pretty standard, with the exception of a Phoenix instead of a Reyna. We talked about it earlier on in the broadcast, how a Lear could definitely help a lot more for a team to be able to get entries for flashes inside the site. But I think maybe for somebody like XSET with AYRIN, he wants to go for the individual plays and also run it back for information. So maybe that could be the key play right there. We'll talk about Luminosity Gaming a little bit later as we're looking for an explosion for XSET, or should I say for LG, towards this mid side. And it starts off with a trade, 1 on each side at the market, but a split still happens forward. And when we talked about the Phoenix, the first one comes forward, and it gets a 3rd kill, courtesy of AYRIN, and that's it. They don't go further than pizza right now for Luminosity Gaming, and it's going to be 2-0.
A strong start for XSET. I'm going to move into the bonus here, and this scenario panned out in the last map and they ended up losing. But if you win pistol, you win your bonus round, and then you play the bonus as in you keep your SMGs, you keep your lower tier weapons into the next gun round, right? Like winning this round would be huge for XSET. And I think that it's a little bit different compared to the last map in that they are already feeling themselves. They are already very much so like determined to win this series. At least it seemed that way throughout the last several OTs of the last map, obviously. And I wonder whether or not LG is going to have the capacity, mind you, not the capability, but the capacity to bring this into a commanding position for themselves. Because honestly, I haven't seen the fire, the mechanical prowess that has really highlighted their play in the first map and throughout the first half of the last map. I just haven't seen it in probably a half hour or so, fancily. So I'm wondering whether or not at this point, LG is like kind of chilling. Kind of just hoping that they like kind of glide through this last map. I don't anticipate that'll be the case, but it seems as though XSET has the edge now. Yeah.
We just want to try to figure out how Luminosity Gaming, as we mentioned just before the map started, how prepared are they on a map like this where both of these teams haven't been doing too well. LG, they actually lost this map versus T1 13-3 in the open qualifier last week. This is what I'm talking about. A run it back to get some information, and it's going to be with the Spectre. And AYRIN's been good with it before. But Stellar and Thief trades it back as we're trying to get information and run it back behind AYRIN. But unfortunately, they all get dropped. Thankfully, it is a bonus round for XSET. They only managed to get 1 kill. And now with the last Spectre, a nice long range somehow onto Thief. You hate
laser.
To see it. Yeah, super laser beam. Especially with the sound that comes out from that gun.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Actual lasers are coming out of it, so fair. You know what? I love that they won that round in such a convincing fashion.
Yes.
Only because of what I had just prior been saying, right? I love that I just immediately get proved wrong there. But I'll say this. Like, it's not as though it's a matter of like, oh, Thief needs to pick up 3Ks to win. I'm just meant like the fire has definitely been set for XSET. And I think when I like to talk about momentum and stringing rounds together and what can make or break that, you know, this is a great opportunity for LG to kind of catapult themselves back into a driver's seat. Pure, though, is just on fire. He has not let up since Bind. AYRIN finding one in the Stellar. These are huge kills to start the round out. But LG finds to their own. AYRIN and WeDid fall. 3s apiece now.
Deploying drone.
Lots of mid control so far, as you saw at the beginning of this round, and that spike is all the way back towards spawn. So as they take control here of this catwalk side for the attackers, they actually have to kill and stay alive for as long as they can, especially now that they've given away their position that they want to try to push towards the A side. Finally, though, we do have the Cypher that's moving forward, but Mada gets a nice entry. So like I said, he gets the kill, now they have to stay alive, while the spike is still making his way towards A main. Low HP is going to be a Sova, a nice dart to come up, and Mada is going to get the spray through the catwalk and get that kill. But then Brando retaliates back. It's a 2 versus 1, with only one more to go with Brando. They do have a nice crossfire set up for LG with Ksiaze playing towards that hell, and you do have the other player being aproto playing back towards the generator. So what they want is just to cover the angles of where the opponent's dropping, and Brando comes in with the surprise attack. Now only with the classic, but enough. Pulse range, maybe not enough. Sometimes, somehow, the right click does not do enough, and LG seals that round.
NT Brando. I mean, obviously that classic, if he had taken any damage at all throughout the round, very good chance that he falls there, but the fact that he went for it, almost had it, and I think is feeling himself enough to try and win that. Hats off to him, NT. I had a really intelligent point to make about that, and it just escaped my mind. Van Silly, this is the point that we're at in this series where I'm on map 3, and I'm like, well, here's an original thought, and it's gone. That said, AYRIN being at 6, I mean, like, I think what I was going to say was something along the lines of like, having players like Brando, especially when it's like a Sova, somebody who's playing one of the more skill roles on a team, it's really difficult sometimes to recover if you're not playing well, either mentally or otherwise. Okay, A hit coming out now. Brando, this is your moment. I've been hyping you up here for the last 30 seconds. The A push comes in. Proto finds one on a Pure. KZ finds another Brando fall. And these kills are coming in rapid fire for LG. There's no mounted defense or retake coming in from XSET, just individuals peeking. And that's a little bit, I mean, it's a forced buy round, so you're just trying to get your team a kill or two to have the retake be possible, however. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry. I'll round later.
You don't have to apologize to me.
No, I wasn't even, okay, fine, I won't. But I was just going to say the Pure R fight towards Door 2 rounds ago against Mada, okay? You might not remember it, but throughout this series and the series that we casted earlier, I've seen a lot of players crouch spraying the Vandal at range. And I know that I would do that with an AK in Counter-Strike, but I feel like these players just switched over from the Phantom recently, and it's showing. Just saying. Some kills that really should have gone the way of, okay, Pure is just on fire, drops KZ immediately. Hunter's Fury, able to force them back from Catwalk, but not quite enough to connect for any meaningful frags or damage. Pure is just finding another one, just aim mapping people. And suddenly, Luminosity in a 2v4, not quite onto the A-bomb site just yet. And aproto takes the challenge against WeDid to even things almost up, 2-3 now. And Garden Lurk from aproto, they're ready for it, but still absolutely possible in this round for LG to bring this back. Oh, a two huge kills coming out from aproto. Brando over here with the Odin is suddenly like, guys, what? Hello? The team just disappeared? And aproto is going to get hunted. Okay, so Brando, you know, was wise to it. Secures the kill, and it's just Mada now in a 1v1. And maybe was not sure where to be looking there. Probably checked heaven first. Wasn't sure if he could be Garden, but that's really unfortunate because that LG, if that round went to LG, I mean, XSET's economy, I don't know how it's doing right now. There it is. That would have broken the bank of XSET for sure, and this could have been a 5-2 situation on the score line as opposed to a 3-3. XSET stays in it and gets a good buy here.
Yeah, and a mistake there once again, as I called it a few rounds ago, was the spike was dropped down so far back that you're making it difficult for the person that's trying to lurk into the site. As soon as you're able to get 1 or 2 kills, make that 4 for aproto, you still have to try to stay alive as long as you can, but it's good enough there for Brando to move forward and get those kills. Now information, though, as a flash, he finds himself, and he only gets information for 1 player outside B main. I love that cyber cage that's been thrown out in their favor. But right now, that's going to keep things calm for a bit on a 5 versus 5, although the spray did come out in favor here of Brando to put Ksiaze down to about 15-20 HP. Now another tag to come through, a Hunter's Fury to come out. He does not connect on the first, will connect on the second, and the third lands the kill. So a 5-on-4, the rest of Luminosity Gaming are looking to push forward inside Pizza that they now get spotted by a Killjoy turret. But thankfully for Smokes, that allows here Luminosity Gaming to just hold their grounds for a bit, with the exception of now, the spike falling down. Thankfully from Pure, gets a wallbang headshot for his second one of the Thief. That's crazy. Now the spike is down, it's a 5-on-2, low HP Ksiaze still. And they're still trying to look to fall back, but the big flank is coming forward here, and they spot him. thwifo spotted. Both of them now stuck inside Pizza. And what can he do at this point? XSET looking good so far on this defense.
That's got to be so frustrating. Pure just decimating the push up mid. I mean, not just the spam kills, but he's throwing bursts through the smoke, and it's connecting with heads. It was a bloodbath there for a few minutes, and I mean, he has not stopped his tear from the previous map. And the fact is, you know, we saw the kill distribution over the last map, and Pure and AYRIN were definitely at the top of the scoreboard. No change thus far. And I think part of the, you know, I didn't really sing his praises too hard in that bind matchup, but AYRIN was really playing an exceptional raise there on bind. The fact that he's already off to a good start with Phoenix spells, you know, at least indicates to me that these players are definitely not in a situation where they're doubting their abilities, thank goodness, but absolutely are capable of taking it to Luminosity and running the score up here. You know, it doesn't look like LG's playing bad necessarily, but XSET is finally coming into their own and playing some exceptional Valorant here.
Yeah. And now we finally have a chance to talk about the agent composition for Luminosity Gaming. As before, when we were looking at LG playing on this map, we definitely saw Stellar playing as a breach before, trying to be the initiator for the team. But this time he's playing as the Omen, where he has a flash of his own, considering as if we had a breach in there, and you also have a Reyna in the composition as well, that's being played by Thief, if I'm not mistaken, that allows 2 more flashes, so that pretty much nullifies the fact that you have breach now in the lineup, and you're replacing it now with firepower and self-made plays just like that. Thief and aproto getting 2 sheriff headshots across the map, and they open up inside this B site. They're still looking for this plant, but it's going to be open, but there's still one playing towards the back of the map. And I love how they played it for LG, because they knew the players fell back from the way that they pushed aggressively towards the B side, and we've seen this from other teams playing on the attacker too. It's like, look, we don't have to push into the site to get the trades yet to get a spike plant right away. Let's try to catch the rotators off guard. So a couple of players will watch any of the players from the defender side to push up or try to look for angles, while the rest of them are pushing in towards spawn, and LG just open it up, and then it's just a numbers advantage, like a 5 versus 3, a 5 versus 2, and even a 5 versus 2 moving into the site. That was perfect there for Luminosity Gaming with the broken buy that they had.
Yeah, absolutely a beautiful round. Some tremendous sheriff headshots, my word. I like that play from Pure. Did not work out. I think he did get a lot of damage out. No, he took a lot of damage, excuse me.
Yep.
Didn't work out, but I love that he tried it.
Hey, man, it's at least information, right? He saw, what, 2 at A main? So,
True.
But was it worth it?
It's a good question. I think, you know, we're looking at a not quite a full buy here from XSET. And I spoke about the economy being potentially broken just 2 rounds ago. Here we are again after an LG win. Where a win here would cause a landslide economically for, potentially anyway, for LG to maybe run up the score in this half. But XSET, 4 players towards this A bomb site right now, ready to stack in case the push comes in. Well, as I say that, they doubt themselves and start to move out, but not quite a situation where you need to be stacking bomb sites in desperation.
The alarm bot's gonna do enough, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So because of that alarm bot, you're going for an ultimate right into the
30
site because
seconds
you're
left.
running that clock down. So that saves at least a good 10 seconds right now and preventing Luminosity from moving into the site, which also allows the defenders to rotate. You already have 3 players inside the site stacked up there. With 20 seconds left on the clock, you have to commit forward. Thankfully, he has the Empress. That's the first kill. He spots both of them in the back of the bow house, but they still have to move in for a
10
plan.
seconds
If they
left.
get these kills right away, this could be huge right now for XSET. Unfortunately, they all fall. Only one's alive, and he cannot get the kill onto the spike planter. And that is going to be a successful plant, and then a 3 versus 0 as Steve capitalizes on a quad kill.
Yo, Thief is a monster. Okay, Thief is an absolute beast. That was awesome.
Yep.
I love that. I'm Mr. or Mrs. Observer. Just wanted to say, excellent work. That was magnificent. Just seeing Thief roll into that bomb site and execute every. I mean, there's 3 players inside of B, right? There's no exaggeration. You have over half the team ready for this push. To be able to just swing in there and bully your way in because of the Empress and some crisp aim, Thief just dominates that round for LG. And this is what I was talking about. Being in a situation now where you have 5 rounds on attack and you just broke XSET's money, like, LG, a letter from Lex to you, please don't get ecoed, okay? Work this round however you need to, but no! Do not get ecoed! Sorry.
Hey, man.
Nice shot, though. Wow.
They're just looking to reply back to what LG did to them. So it's only eye for an eye at this point for XSET.
Absolutely right. Pure just had rock steady aim all night. Does not quite connect right there. Thief gets the better of him. And suddenly this a bomb site where, you know, a casualty has already been suffered. Probably was preventable. Another one falls. That's Thief going to WeDid. Sheriff. WeDid finds a second. And this eco is so dangerous.
Trick shot.
Most dangerous round so far. They do clean up at least the 2 kills on site. The thwifo, though, with a stinger cleans it up. There it is. A 1v2 win for XSET, and suddenly the economy is back and booming for XSET. That was just a tremendous performance from the XSET on the retake. That was, I mean, the wherewithal to push in at that time and not really care about making noise, but knowing that you have a very limited window till the, you know, the players in the closed plant to reset, you know, to be able to be like, all right, next guy, where is he? Didn't give him the opportunity to. Presses in. thwifo gets the 2 kills. Wow. But that's why I prefaced that round with do not get ecoed, because for whatever reason, both of these teams have been really struggling on anti-ecos here tonight. Yeah. And it's not for lack of the reason that we talked about earlier, which is you guys are hitting their shots, man. Both
Hell
teams.
yeah, they are. And that's not only a nice, tremendous retake there that you saw for that 2 kill from thwifo, but it was also the hold inside the site, courtesy of WeDid and Pure to get the entry frag. And you know, Lex, in order to not have a caster's curse, you can't call it out. That's how you. You got to know from experience. Never call it out. Chat, you're gonna have to blame Lex on that one.
Fair.
But
all right, I'll take it.
But
Whatever.
this round there, with the eco, nonetheless, the thrifty round that they got is still going to be a gun round for Luminosity. 5-5 evened up on this first half. It's been a battle for both of these teams throughout this series tonight, and they're not looking to back down yet. But not backing down is also Luminosity looking to eventually go for another split towards B, where it has been somewhat successful, but they don't have many ultimates, especially maybe the Thief ultimate that they kind of want to move inside the site. Thankfully, though, they do have a Hunter's Fury if they want to try to work something with it. But he's making his way towards market, and they're looking for the execution inside, and there's that push from aproto. Down the site, looking for another entry, but it's traded out by thwifo, who only gets 1 kill. But everybody else is falling and dropping from a nice flank from the back mid, and also defender spawn. And that's Luminosity Gaming taking the lead in this half.
Right, and that is that they just bullied XSET. Okay, that was a proto just forcing his way down those steps into the bomb site, finding a free one onto AYRIN, almost turning and grabbing a second on the second player in that site. You know, LG, I think the last time I actually was watching LG matches probably was on this map. And I didn't get to see the one this morning, but you know, just looking from the scoreline, I think you hit the nail on the head this morning at the beginning of the series, where
seems like
both these teams seems like they've been struggling on this map as of recent. And the fact is they've both, you know, shown that they have some wherewithal to have a solid half here.
Yep.
But it's like
Yep.
on the back of sheriffs, on the back of individual plays, it's told the story of this game. And right now, clearly LG has the edge. But there's no reason to assume that this is going to be 7-5 at all.
Yeah.
XSET definitely can even things up right here with a 6-6 half.
We could definitely see another 6-6. And with that, though, they spot the Killjoy turret, they break it, but then thwifo is deciding to move forward. Here comes the Hunter's Fury from the attacker side as we're trying to clear out the site towards B. And Mada does not connect into anybody on market because we've already made it inside the B side. But it was a fake. We're still trying to push back towards the A side. The rotation's also coming from the spawn side from XSET as well. But now they have won the race into the site. Better positioning, but a better entry from Thief. That's already one player down. We're moving inside the site, and we heal up at the same time. And Ksiaze, using the smoke into his favor, goes for the surprise attack against Pure. A key player who's been holding it down as many times as it could towards the A side finally falls, and we will finally see potentially a 7-5. But you still have Brando alive, a person that has been able to clutch before, but he has to clutch a 5 versus 1 with the stinger of all guns. Gets one, gets two with a wall bang. Here comes a truck guard, but unfortunately, it's going to be aproto, landing with the headshot in the end, and LG takes the lead after this first half.
I know I just threw them some praise, but I'm going to do it again. Thief and Thief and Proto. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that they're entering into these bomb sites, I mean, there is fearlessness and there's confidence and there's a lot of things you could say about the plays that they're making. But the fact that they're so consistently landing their shots, the fact that they're stepping up in these situations, entry fragging and wide swinging on players, you know, it's one thing to like get lucky once or twice and just like catch a timing, but these guys are just out aiming, outperforming time and again. Pure is another player that is just playing so incredible throughout the series. I think though, in terms of this half that we just witnessed, aproto and Thief, when they're pushing into bomb sites, are just finding these openings, these entries. And it looks like XSET's never ready for it, despite the fact that they are having round after round, they have 3 players towards B or even on the B bomb site, quite literally holding these entry points. And yet somehow LG bullies their way in and finds it. It's just, I'm gushing a bit, but it's impressive to watch. It seriously is. And I think we've caught enough of it on camera. People at home watching know exactly what I'm talking about. These guys are cracked, okay? And they're feeling themselves right now. 7-5 is the half, and here we are on Pistol Van Silly. Here we go.
We're going off the back of an owl drone. We already have oh my god, a cloud burst coming up towards the market, but aproto, they don't check the log, so he gets 2 kills of his own inside that site. Has been a momentum player. Yeah, you know what I mean. He's been a key player towards the B side hold for Cypher. And Brando, though, capitalizes back with 2 kills of his own. So they're still battling it back and forth, still scrapping the rounds as much as they can for both of these teams. As the spike now gets planted, and Brando gets retaliated by Stellar. WeDid on his own. He does have a ghost. They're both looking to move out towards this sidewalk as he had to smoke up towards the staircase first. He gets the first close range, so close for the kill onto Stellar. And they both look at each other. And you know what? Even though we don't get to see the chat, there's a possibility that both of these guys hold out a question mark.
They didn't need to type a thing. Just staring at it is enough. Like, you don't need to do any tactical crouching. You both just stare. Hold completely still and let it set in. It's 8-5. They've won Pistol. And
monumental player. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry.
Monumental's a great word to describe that. Yeah. Monumental plays for monumental players. Thief is 18-8. Aproto is 15-8. Even kill distribution for the rest of LG. It's not as though I'm like digging deep into my analyst brain to describe their impact on this game. I mean, the scoreboard tells most of the story, right? Like, these guys are really playing exceptionally well, and the rest of LG is supporting them appropriately. Now, before I actually jinx this, the A push will be coming in from XSET. There are 2 players here on site. Ksiaze up here on the double stack. Flashes come out. AYRIN finds 1, finds 2. WeDid finds a 3rd, and LG just got deleted, decimated, destroyed. Mada may elect to just save this straight away, but probably going to fish for a kill or 2 first. No harm in that. Proto also creeping out in heaven, and they may actually just go for it, but I wonder whether or not there's still some gas left in the tank for them to actually do some damage in this round and whether or not it's worth it. The fact is, it's 2-on-5. They know exactly where the players of LG are. Yeah, it's probably better off to run away.
Not with that owl drone will they attempt to go for anything, and are going to try to hunt him down. thwifo, I'm pretty sure he's going to hear it at the same time too. Back mid, does not win that fight. Mada keeps the Aerie so far with 92 HP, 32 armor, so still very healthy to at least try to do as much damage as he can. The camera is also going to spot one pushing towards the spawn side, and unfortunately he dies from the spike. Oh, but at least for XSET, I'm not going to harp too much about him dying from the spike because, again, it was...
Bummer.
Yeah, a little buy that they had pretty much for LG at that point. But the XSET strategy going into the A side, I'm pretty sure there was a set molly throw from thwifo from outside A to be able to land right at the spot of the generator towards the back of the site to flush out any defenders out there. Then at the same time, you have a curveball from AYRIN being thrown in so that if he moves out of position, he's also going to get blinded. And I'm pretty sure even a hot hands came down there. So AYRIN definitely playing off the back. We're talking about synergy here for XSET, and they're able to move into the site to get those entries. And on top of that, they put the turret in the middle of the site, kind of what Mitch does again for Cloud9, so that they could spot anybody pushing out towards the heaven side, so they don't have to worry about body peaks. So very well done here for XSET on the execution. Into this round, anti-eco. It started off well, but Mada retaliates with a sheriff of his own. Almost there with a right click connecting onto thwifo, but he surpasses that fight. Alarm bot now towards heaven. It's looking to seal the deal so far, at least for XSET on the post plant.
3v4, yeah, I mean, still a possibility, of course. You do have a big flank coming around towards A main, so maybe they'll wait for a proto first before moving in. There it is. There it is. Stellar's tripping in from door, and there's at least one low player here on the bomb site, and a spray transfer drops two. Killjoy, thwifo, all that's left in a proto has other plans. 4 quick Spectre frags to close out that round. This man's insane. I have no words.
Yeah, I thought after that first kill, it was good enough. I'm pretty sure smoke was there as well. So as you have the Sova that dies there for XSET, and that is Brando, he's definitely going to call it out. Okay, I just got picked off here from a flanker. But I think because of the position from a proto, they didn't expect how close he was going to be running through that smoke. So I'm pretty sure as he calls out the audible, the surprise factor still comes in courtesy of a proto for that kill. Long range, again, with a Spectre, this time from a proto to get that kill. Somehow that retake came in perfectly for Luminosity Gaming. And XSET, they're definitely going to be demoralized from that one.
Yeah, man, I was not joking around. These guys are playing above and beyond. Actually, no, we already know a proto. We already gushed about him quite a bit on this stream thus far. He's a monumental player indeed. But he just never stops almost topping what I expect him to do in that situation. I'm like, okay, he'll kill the guy A main. Maybe this is possible. Or he'll just run into the bomb site and frag everybody. You never know, I guess. And here he is over at B. Sure to be tested here in a moment. As XSET piling up towards this close B main. Choke point. Flies on through. The ult gets dropped immediately, and thwifo will fall as well. That's a nice wallbang kill from the Bulldog on a proto. Stellar finds another on a pure, and suddenly this is a 4-on-3. XSET being not stopped entirely, but certainly slowed down so that rotations can come in, and a proto the jumping classic kill Thief with 2 nice Vandal headshots. This went from, you know, an opportunity for XSET over at B where they're catching players in rotation to suddenly LG playing above and beyond what I expected of them right there.
I think another time when you have to give credit definitely to the observer. At that point, when we're talking high praise about a proto, we stay on him. When we see the movement, what he's actually doing, right? First off, a very nice paranoia from Stellar that allows a proto to move forward and get a wall bang and a kill, and also cancel out the run it back. At the same time, he's being tagged by a recon dart and jumping away from the Hunter's Fury, also from a hot hands on the staircase, and still manages to jump on the top of the sidewall with the classic going with a right-click burst. He missed the first one, but still jiggle-peeked on the second one to get the kill. So you can see at this point, he's silent on XSET right now, and they're definitely showing a lot of comfort playing in this matchup on this map, taking a defender side and really showing it to a one-sided affairs for LG so far. I love this from LG. We need XSET to kind of step it up here we talked about how two players were really blowing up for LG, and what helped XSET to make things pretty close on their side was Pure popping off and then having players playing clutches. We're talking about Brando clutches. We're talking about thwifo clutches. We need to see that, at least this time. Pure needs to get an entry with these knives. But nope, 3 of them fall.
Just deleting the opposition. Farmer Thief on the job, picking up another 2. This, you know, this match, really, the past couple of rounds have seemed so one-sided. Yeah. Where if you listen to me at the beginning of this map, I was very much so like, can LG do it? Do they have any gas left in the tank? And here we are, LG's Thief, just picking up 3 casual Vandal headshots in the round. AYRIN set to 1v4 somehow, some way, 15 seconds left. I don't see it, but who knows?
You know what?
Might actually get a gun here.
They fought miles and miles on the overtime on that second map, and it seems as though we have LG able to find a checkpoint to refill the gas tank while the other ones are just running on fumes for XSET. 11-6 now with just the way that LG has been playing. And the reason why I say that they look so confident is you see the amount of repeats that came out from Thief as well in that Battle of A main. Sometimes, in most matches, especially when the series just starts, you have them throwing that leer and falling back into the site, getting information. Okay, how do we readapt into the round? But instead, it's just going to be those players continuing to push out and just fight, and they're always taking the upper hand against XSET, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's feeling it. I mean, we saw Proto just like 2 rounds ago going after a full HP, fully armored gun round opponent with a classic jumping. You know what I mean? Like that is the kind of confidence a Proto has right now. The fact that you just have such blatant disregard for the minutiae in the round and more, you know, embracing the fact that you're feeling it, you're hitting your shots and challenging, challenging every single player that steps in your way. I love it.
Yeah,
I love
the yeah,
with the Killjoy pop as well. 1.
Oh, no. He's gonna break it.
Almost gets a second. Stellar does clean that up. Now it's 2-on-3, so okay, made a 1-on-3. XSET looked like they might have access to the bomb site, but the smoke spade. The door falls. Stellar picks up 3. XSET now on series point. Excuse me, LG now on series point. XSET sitting here close to being eliminated.
With
They've
no
got
money.
to pull something out. Yeah, and they're broke. That's a good point. Nothing even to work with. I mean, it's unfortunate, but
Out of charges.
XSET is just not able to keep up with the level of play that LG is putting out right now. This is impressive.
Look, a 5-13 deficit versus Gen G, a 4-13 deficit versus Immortals, and the only victory that they got was against Prospects, and not to discredit Prospects at that point, but it definitely shows some mistakes that are definitely showing in XSET's playbook in terms of the attack. They didn't check logs at pistol. They didn't check logs on the previous round. Thankfully, though, it could be another one of those moments where, you know, when you're starting to feel confident and you're always bringing the fight back. We saw that on Blind, and we saw the comeback as well from XSET. Can this be the same thing so far? Because now they have a 1-minute advantage as we had LG continue to press forward towards the A main. And now Stellar is trying to fight it back. But XSET definitely has that advantage, and they don't really have map control on top of that, though. It's about to happen if we win this fight towards Catwalk. It is going to be just Stellar at the top, while AYRIN is holding towards Sabrosa. The head is about to pop, and Stellar takes the upper hand. This could be the nail in the coffin as 1 more falls towards B main. Only 2 more to save the dream as 1 eats a Hunter's Fury. It's all up to WeDid. A key player for Momomo Gaming, not a key player for XSET in this moment. And LG will eliminate XSET in this series.
Wow. Honestly, I was impressed, I think, throughout, even on Bind with LG's play, but really looking dominant in that last map. And unfortunately or fortunately, you know, from an analyst perspective, I would say that there was more to analyze on an individual level than like some grand strategy that